It's funny.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Hawk Blogger Mornings. I am Brian Nimhauser. You can find me, this show, all that we do, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Apple Podcast, Spotify, all the places at Hawk Blogger. And on this Seahawks Saturday, I can't get the smile off my face. It's a special day. It's a special day to be a Seahawks fan as the Seattle Seahawks are down here in the Bay, ready to take on the 49ers for the division, for the number one seed. And fellas, today might be the game for the Super Bowl. Like, you can legitimately make the case that they win this game, their chances of winning that Super Bowl go way up. Today, always on Saturday, we get our good pal Jeff Simmons. How are you doing, Jeff?
I'm all right. It's going to be a long wait on the East Coast to the 8 o'clock start time here. It's going to be a long day of stress and anxiety. So I'm glad I get to talk to someone here.
Yes. It feels like it's going to be a long day. And because it's such a special day, Evan Hill was like, man, Real Hawk Talk wasn't enough. I need to get on today for the pregame show. We're going to get back on tonight for the postgame show. Evan, man, good to see you, dude.
Brother, what's up, guys? Jeff, this is my first time. I feel like I'm losing my virginity on Seahawks Saturday mornings. I'm waking up still. I didn't realize how early you guys do this, so I'm on my first half coffee.
Uh-huh.
But I'm here, and I'm excited to talk to you guys. I think, like Jeff said, today's going to be. I'll tell you guys this. I'll give you a little bit of insight into me. And you guys probably know this, but it's for the broader audience. Like, I'm an anxious person, obviously.
Really?
Like I'm obviously an anxious person, but with big events like this, I have to occupy my day with activities, structure, accomplishments, objectives. Like, I have a full to-do list ranging from like house repair objectives to breakfast with my dad, to the gym, to walking the dogs. Like I have to stay occupied doing things, guys. I cannot sit on my couch just thinking about this game. So that's my plan to deal with the anxiety. I don't know where you're at, Brian.
No, I love that. I mean, I have like made no plans for my day, and it's like I literally was about to head out to the gym in the hotel, and then we decided we got to, rally and do this early. And after this, I mean, I think I'll go work out, and then I'll eat, and then I don't know, maybe I'll take a walk. I don't know. Like, I've got friends down here, but they're all 49ers fans. I don't feel like seeing any of them today. So
are you guys doing dry January at all, or no?
Well, it's funny you bring that up. I pretty much dry period now. I just don't drink. And last night I was like, you know what? Gonna have a beer, sat at the bar, and it was fun because I was talking there with Jem Mueller and Dave Wyman and like all these, I was talking to Cannon Smith and Jigba. He's a nice guy, and getting to know him, and he's just as cool and humble as his brother. But like, I probably had 4 sips of my beer, didn't even finish it. Headache.
God.
Like slept like 6 hours at most. Like,
Jeez.
So yeah, I'm dry, I guess. Whether I want to be or not.
I just didn't know if does San Francisco have like cool breweries at all? Like, I'll be honest with you, I haven't spent much time in San Fran at all.
I love San Francisco. I know I don't want to trigger all the hate that comes up about that, but as far as the city, man, I love it. The food's pretty good. Access to the beaches is like half an hour away, like on Highway 1. Get to Half Moon Bay in like a half an hour. It's great. I love San Fran. I just don't like the football team. So. Jeff, how do you spend your day? I mean, you got a little kid still, so that probably takes up all your focus.
It's tougher. Like when I was down in Florida, or if I'm down in Evans in like warmth, it was so much easier to kill the day. I could go golfing. I could be outside. I could sit by the pool. I got back to freezing cold conditions. So at the best of times, there isn't much I want to do in January in Toronto anyway. Like, I'm not going to go outside, or maybe I'll do. But now I'm just sitting around with a kid all day, and the time moves so slow. So I'm going to be struggling today. It's going to feel like a long afternoon. Maybe I'll take him somewhere we can go inside on a walk. But I'm like Evan. I can't just sit around. Like, even our football doesn't start until 1:00 normally. Like, that wait till 1 was painful. I had to do something like Evan, or else I just lost my mind. And so these night games, especially now in the winter, I don't know what I'm doing today. I'm nervous about that.
Yeah, I mean, and it's weird because the early game was supposed to be a win and in game, but now with what Atlanta did, it almost is it's not irrelevant. But if Carolina loses and Atlanta beats the Saints tomorrow, then Carolina still makes it into the playoffs.
Wait. Say that like 5 times slower. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So here's the thing. There's 2 ways for the Panthers to make the playoffs. Okay. One way is for them just to win today. That would be the simplest.
Okay.
The other way is they could lose today, but if the Falcons beat the Saints tomorrow, which is totally plausible,
very possible, yeah,
then they'd finish in a 3-way tie, and based on those tiebreakers, the Panthers would still make it in as the division winner. So
if the Panthers win today, and the
They're
Seahawks, but if the Seahawks lose today, then they'd play the Panthers in Carolina.
Yes, if Panthers won, yes,
got it.
Yes,
okay.
But like, it's kind of a weird thing where it's like the game. I mean, if Panthers win, it matters, but if the Bucks win, it only kind of matters. So I mean, I think I'll head.
Yeah,
to the
they
stadium.
screwed that up. They screwed
Yes, they did. I think I'll head to the stadium and watch the game there. Maybe I'll find my buddy Mr. Lombardi there. We'll see if we can consummate that deal. By the way, for folks that don't know, and I'm just going to share this with this group, but I was planning on doing the charitable thing either way, and I'm still going to. But man, like, talk about rough day for him yesterday, I think.
I don't know what to say. No comment. No comment.
I learned not to get into a Twitter war with Brian, because that was savvy, man. Because you did it in a way that, like, it would have been so easy for you to just lose your mind because of, like, the responses he sent you were pretty, like, cheap shotty and weak. And it would have been so easy to, like, do the Jamal Adams, like, you go low, I go lower thing. But you kind of essentially got him to out himself as a kind of just an asshole. And you did it without doing it. Like, it was a masterclass, man. And you got him to embarrass himself publicly. And he thought he was, like, the bigger man, but he was just getting trashed by even Niners fans at that point. Even Niners bloggers were laughing at. I thought you getting him to out yourself was the bigger win than him getting to out himself was an incredible win for you.
I mean, it wasn't meant to be a win, man. Like,
I know, that's why it was a masterclass.
It was just like, let's have a little fun here, and I mean, whatever. It's silly.
My favorite line, though, Brian, and all of that was since we're both fans of our respective teams.
Wow,
that's what I mean, savvy.
Brian, that was.
I mean, I think being honest is a core value for me. So, like,
that was funny.
I have evidence that it is not just that he doesn't care either way, as all of us do. So, that was fun. But, you know, it would be a lot more fun if the Seahawks pull this off tonight. You know, everyone's got their different thing when they wake up before the game. Like, do you guys tend to gain more confidence as the game gets closer? Do you get more nervous? How does this game compare to others?
Oh, I'm way more nervous now, especially like seeing Lombardi kind of like try to dunk on us and dunk on you made me far more nervous. My anxiety like ratcheted up because, like, I don't want to see that team and the people who think like that experience the kind of joy they got to experience after 2019. So now on Wednesday when we talked, I was like, you know, if they lose, it's a pretty good path. Like, I could live with that. As we get closer, I'm getting way more nervous. So I definitely get more anxious as we get closer. I rarely am confident like that this close to a game. Even the games they're supposed to win, I just get nervous about them blowing it. It's just how I'm wired. So a game that I saw someone say this is one of the biggest Seahawks regular season games in franchise history, and I think there's a pretty good case for that.
It is.
And so the magnitude of this game and just the idea of them blowing the number 1 seed to our most hated fan base, as we get closer, I'm certainly getting more nervous.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go dark during tonight's game, guys. I think I'm going to have to put my phone in the other room. I rarely do that during Seahawks games. I'm always chatting with you guys like in real time. We're all chatting with each other all in real time, all the time. I think reality is setting in for me, the magnitude of how much this game matters and what the implications are, not just for playoff seeding, but like this is bragging rights. We're going to be hearing about this for all off season and for a long time. So I think my phone's going in the other room tonight. And I do agree with what Jeff said. I think there's a strong case to be made that this is one of the biggest games in franchise history, at least that for the portion that I've been alive for. Never had 14 wins, right? I know we have an extended season now, but it's a pretty big deal. And somebody asked in the chat, this was really funny, and I was going to bring it up actually. I have like 400 bookmarks on Twitter. I'm the extent. What's the word? Extensivity. That's not a word.
No.
The extensiveness. The length to which I have gone to acquire said bookmarks from so many different individuals, from media reporters to random X accounts. Like I have a comprehensive Bible of bookmarks, and I want to unleash them. So hopefully we get to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're, where are you feeling right now? Like if you guys scale of 1 to 10 confidence wise, where are you?
10 being like the Seahawks are winning this game, no doubt.
Yeah.
I'm like an 8.
I like it. Jeff, where are you?
Yeah.
I'm probably a 5. I think this is a coin flip game, and that's what makes me so nervous.
You see, this is interesting, Jeff, because Josh and I are in different camps on this. Or Josh and I are in different camps than you on this. Like Josh thinks somebody is getting embarrassed tonight. He just won't tell us which team it is.
He's protecting his heart. I know exactly.
He's protecting his heart, but I think there's a real chance San Francisco gets embarrassed tonight.
Yeah, that conversation makes me uncomfortable.
So Brian's around 4. Yeah.
No, I mean, like I think I still feel like it's a 60-40 game. Seahawks win. But the thing is, as you know, if everyone's learned about probabilities by now, 60% is not 100%. And so, yeah, there's tons of ways the 49ers could win this game. There's, I think, more ways that the Seahawks can win this game. I honestly believe that. But when you kind of sit back, the thing that I'm curious, like where your guys' mind settles when you think about this game. For me, I just keep coming back to Shanahan, Saleh, McDonald, Kubiak. And like, is Kubiak going to be able to do what he needs to be able to do against Saleh? Like that feels like I trust, even if Shanahan and Purdy get McDonald a little bit, McDonald to kind of get them back as well. But we need Kubiak to not just be better than the first game. We need them to like cook a little bit.
So let me ask you this on that train of thought. We all gave our grades on Kubiak the other night. I think we were all in the B range. Is that right? Like B minus maybe?
B plus to B minus range, yeah.
Let's paint a scenario for a second, and it's a -1, but I think we need to paint it. Let's say Kubiak falls flat on his face tonight.
Mm-hmm.
How does your grade change for this season on him if he falls flat on his face in this moment for the divisional title for 14 wins? And zooming out in context of everything that's happened this season, the struggles, the ups, the downs, does your grade change at all for him?
I don't like this question, Evan.
I'm asking. I gotta ask it because I'm trying to figure out like how much this last game like will really impact your perception of him potentially going into the offseason?
It's hard for me on that one. I don't know that how much of it I can lay at his feet yet. And I'm not trying to say I'm protecting him or defensive him or anything. I don't feel like I've got enough distance from what's gone on this season to be able to go back and really analyze how much of it's on him versus how much of it's personnel related. Like how much of it is what Sam can and can't do, how much of it's the offensive line regressing in pass protection. Like, I don't know. Like, how much do we know? Like Torrey Horton, maybe that guy was so good. And he had 5 touchdowns. Like maybe he was such a more integral part. Like, I just don't know. So I'm a little bit more.
What's your emotional response tell you? Not your logical side.
I mean, honestly, my emotional response, it doesn't come up in that. It's the only thing that I'd say that's kind of a knee jerk is I think I'd give more credit to Saleh again than I would take it away from Kubiak. Like, I think there's the potential for Saleh just to be a better coach than Kubiak.
Jeff?
My grade would go down almost a full grade at this point, because I think it'd be a pattern really over the last 8 games. And it's interesting Brian brought up Horton. It's almost like since Horton went out, the offense has just looked different. Shaheed trade obviously brings a lot of that speed, but even Arroyo, just losing Arroyo and Horton at the same time, they are both dynamic athletes, and it made it harder to cover them. Because now the Seahawks still do have good complementary options, but they're missing that just like dynamic receiver. So it's hard to isolate what is that and what's Kubiak. But over the last 8 games, I think Darnold is 9 touchdown passes, 9 interceptions, something like that. And so it's a pattern now of just, it's very similar to the 2020 season, but I think that was more of them scaling them back. So it's been a pattern of 9 games where the offense just hasn't been particularly good. And even coming out of that Rams overtime where it's like, okay, Sam's overcome, and then they come out with that Carolina first half, it's pretty discouraging. So the good thing about, even if there's the scenario you talked about, we still have the playoffs to judge him. It's not like this is a playoff game and they're done. If they come out and this is the steady pattern over the whole playoffs where Kubiak not up to some of the best coaches, I think that becomes a real issue going into the offseason.
Well, but here's my one caution there. And I don't think that's crazy at all, Jeff, but let's say that there is a book out on the Seahawks offense about how to slow them down. One potential reason that could be is that the scheme doesn't have answers. Another potential reason is that the answers any team needs to address those problems doesn't exist on this roster.
Well, that's a likely scenario.
I just think that that's a possibility. Like that, okay, they don't have the right guys to run these specific routes, or they don't have the run game that's strong enough to do X, Y, Z. Like there's just potential that there's some missing elements. And so it's hard for me to just totally dunk on Kubiak in that situation, but I get where you're coming from for sure.
The only reason I say that is this is a bad defense tonight.
It is.
And to be like completely outcoached in a bad defense, and Saleh can do a lot of stuff to confuse Darnold. I think what Saleh can do really well, even though they rush forward, they do a lot of fake pressures and sim pressures and stuff like that. And they can mess with Darnold's timing. But I think I'd be pretty discouraged just when they play against like a Vic Fangio and they just don't have the horses or something like that. I think I could live with that a little more. But against this team that just Phillip Rivers was just tossing the ball all over the field with his noodle arm, I would be pretty discouraged. And it might be about Darnold, more of a Darnold thing than anything else. It might not be the Kubiak thing, but this is not a game that they should be that badly outcoached.
I could already see the conversations in this game, and because I see a lot of people like, oh, we're going to dunk on these guys, and maybe the Seahawks will. That would be great, but like, let's be honest. In games of this magnitude, with teams that are well coached, even if there's a talent deficit, it doesn't always show up that much in games like this. Like the players do maybe play a little bit above their level, or, there's a million things that can happen. And so like if this game starts out and the offense is not humming right away, people are going to lose their minds. And I'm I'm not. I fully expect this to be a slugfest, like back and forth. And
Well,
yeah, go ahead, Evan.
well, not to cut you off, Brian, but totally to cut you off. What's the weather conditions look like on the field,
Well,
Mr.
right now
Reporter?
it's pretty fine, and based off, I keep looking. Like the later in the game it gets, the higher the chance there is of some rain, but it could very well just be a dry game. But it's going to be cool, and it's going to be a little bit windy.
Do you see David Lombardi spin it as a positive weather conditions for the Niners?
I saw him play every side of it, if that's what you mean.
Oh, I just saw a tweet on my For You.
He was like, it's generally good for defenses, and because the Seahawks defense is better than the Niners defense, this would help the Niners defense close the gap, which makes no sense because it would help both defenses. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just so stupid. I mean, I don't know. It's, yeah.
He already tried to put the thing like, well, Brock Purdy's due for a bad game. So if he has a bad game,
he's
you're not the
hedging.
one who turns on him because I've been right on Purdy the whole time. Everyone caught up. And so if he has a bad game, I told you first.
You know what's weird is for like the 49ers fan base is much larger. The market's much larger. And like, this isn't, speculation. It's just a reality, right? Yeah. And it's such a big market that they've got all these podcasters and streamers and whatever getting tons of engagement. I listen to other markets' coverage of their teams and of our team, like in prep for each game. There's really like no good like 49ers coverage other than Grant Cohn. Like, and I'm not just saying because of entertainment and I like Grant. Like Grant will actually like I'll listen and I'll learn something about the 49ers. The rest of it's just like glazing stuff. Like there's not a lot of actual insight to be, and it's like gross. I mean, like you don't even think your team requires true analysis. You just kind of cheer them on. I don't know.
Do you think this is kind of like a broader sports philosophical dilemma I'm having in my head, but do you think like with more pronounced like what's the word, sports teams that have like legacy brands, like I'm thinking of like the Lakers or like the Celtics, do you think teams like or fans like can naturally feel a little bit more hesitant to criticize or like loyal to the brand because they've had so much success? Like, to be clear, I don't root for any team that has had that. So yes. I'm a Suns fan right now and I want to actually my life is actually decent, but is that a crazy concept, that thought? Or...
No, you're dead right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So look, I used to be in the media and I've noticed in Toronto, and I've almost started to, we don't have any like legacy teams, but we have some strong brands. Like the hockey team is one of the biggest brands. The generation now, and it's probably a little younger than you, Evan, wants teams to be covered like PR. Like they want you to just praise the team. And when you criticize, the fans, especially now with social media, get very upset. And like the Raptors won a couple of years ago, and like they're still living, like they've been kind of a nothing burger franchise the whole time. And now in Toronto, we've noticed like their fans go crazy when people criticize them. Crazy. And it's so different than what I'm used to, where everyone's just so negative all the time. And it's kind of how we all come together. But those big brand teams like the Celtics, the Lakers, the Knicks, the way sports are now being covered is it feels like PR. And it's so different to what I grew up liking. Brian reads the newspaper, and I've noticed it's changed a lot from the younger fan. And I'm not taking shots at younger people. I've noticed that that's how they want to consume information. And so people who do that kind of glazing have really taken off. Like in baseball, the guys who've really taken off in our city are the kind of people who cover the team that way. Mm-hmm. And the old school journalists get crushed when they rip a team. So I've noticed that a lot in how it's made me resent a lot of things about how sports are covered. Brian, you look like you're ready to like roll your eyes at me, but
no. I think that's right. I was going to add to it actually, though. I think that part of what I'm hearing from Evan is I think that, but a little bit different, which is these kind of mega franchises, like the Yankees, the Dodgers, the Lakers, that kind of stuff. The 49ers fit in that category, the Cowboys, stuff like that.
They absolutely do.
What I see is like vibe fanning, which is like the team is a reflection on their brand, like their personal, like,
Yeah.
And so for them, it's just, as long as we're saying good things about the team, we're saying good things about me. If you say bad things about the team, you're saying bad things about me. And like, I'm wearing all the gear, I'm repping it. And it's kind of, to me, a weird, like, you are not the team. And but I do feel that. And like 49ers fans in particular, there'll be a lot of them. Like you go to a Warriors game here, like all the kind of tech community that's there that is only there to be seen and to be part of something, as opposed to, actually hardcore fans. Like, I think the percentage is pretty low for, I mean, it's a big market, but percentage is kind of low. Does that make sense, Evan? Is that kind of what you're getting at?
No, it does. I just, it's just, it's different watching some of these fan bases just, I think, react to developments when you're not rooting for like a large legacy historical team like that.
Well, and I think you can see it with kind of the emergence of like the Rams fan base. I think you can see how they like view their team and how they're used to it being covered. It's very different. I grew up like listening to sports radio where you'd have angry fans call in and complain about like minutia, and that's kind of how I like sports. I feel like we see now all these Rams fans on Twitter, and they view the world in a way that I think that's why Lombardi's been really successful with his videos. I think he plays right into that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so what would
yeah, let's change the conversation.
What would when you look at these two teams tonight, what would be the most optimistic way for you to kind of look at what's going to happen? When like, what's the thing you feel most confident in that will go well for the Seahawks?
I think Mike McDonald's going to give some problems to Kyle Shanahan. I think the Seahawks defensive line, especially with the left tackle, I don't think Trent Williams is going to play. I think they were able to get by against the Bears, but I think for most of the year, the Seahawks defensive line has been the best position group in the whole league. I think among like the Rams receivers, and I think that would be up there. And I think this is a game where they've gone by with their pass protection has been really good against the stretch of pretty bad defenses. They have not played a defensive line like this, and I think they're going to make Purdy go off schedule a lot more.
I want to say the run offense is like one of the things I want to say that one of the things that holds me back a little bit is that's one of the types of things where extended effort can maybe change the way the 49ers defense plays tonight versus how it's played in other games lately.
Yeah.
Like they could rise up and just be tougher to block tonight than they've been. But I think this run game is a lot different than the one that they faced in week 1. And without Fred Warner, who was like the human eraser for the run game, I think it will feel that might feel like the biggest difference offensively between this game and that game. And then, man, like JSN and Rashid Shaheed, like those guys gotta eat today, right? Like, I don't care if Lenore's covering you or Renardo Green's out there. We talk a lot about Sam Darnold. The receivers have got to cook tonight, man. Like they've got to make it easy for Sam Darnold too.
Yeah, and it feels like they haven't had a play downfield. It feels like in weeks, maybe since the Tennessee game. It feels like, well, they had the Barner play. That was a great one. But other than that, it just feels like that was a huge part of their offense, their downfield accuracy. But I think you're dead on. I think the run game is a huge factor tonight. And everyone's focused on like the amount of points that San Francisco's given up against Chicago, or they've been getting gashed. And I think the EPA numbers for them on run defense are really, really bad. And so that's an area you could see Saleh really try to scheme up. But I think for the Seahawks to have success tonight, they need to be running the ball well. I think if you put the whole game on Darnold in the passing game and third downs, I think that's where Saleh could win that matchup. I think Seattle has a advantage, and you saw what Anthony Bradford did to Derek Brown last week. He's playing a far less impressive. Those rookie defensive tackles have not been particularly good this year. And so Seattle has a chance to be really effective on the ground tonight if they can get that going. I don't know who's playing left tackle.
Yeah.
But I think Seattle has to run the ball tonight. I think it's key to keep Purdy off the field. I think it's key to keep their offense moving. And I think it is a schematic advantage. And if they can't take advantage of that, I think that's a big problem tonight.
Sorry, go ahead, Brian.
No, go ahead.
Who wants to spin the wheel? Which running back do you think is going to be successful tonight? And which one is going to be absolutely terrible?
That is an early season trope. Like, I don't think that applies lately. I honestly don't. Like, here, I'll give you.
You don't think that could resurface a little bit?
I mean, it could.
Okay, hold up. Like, K9 had the big game against the Rams. Was it the Rams?
It was the Rams. He only had 11 carries.
Yeah, but he was explosive, right?
Yeah, he had the 2 huge plays.
What other big game has he had recently?
Well, there's only been one game.
That's my point.
Charbonnet was great last week, too.
But, like, I feel like we're just vibing off of that one game for K9. Like,
what?
How many explosive runs has he kicked out?
He had 81 yards against the Cardinals. Oh, sorry, no, I'm getting back. Sorry. So, yes, he had 100 yards against the Rams. He had 56 yards against the Vikings and over 4 yards to carry. He had 71 yards and 6.5 yards to carry against the Titans. 67 yards the first time against the Rams, over 4 yards to carry. 67 yards, almost 5 yards to carry against the Cardinals before that. I mean, if you're talking about volume, that's different, but I don't think that's a thing as much anymore. I thought they both played pretty well recently. You could disagree.
I just don't feel like K9 has been very often like game changing. I think that's my standard for him. I think that's my standard for him. Like I excuse me, I'm sorry. I just always felt like we don't have to get back into this. It was more of just like a joke comment, but like I always felt like his potential was higher than that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying he's had the season I envisioned, that's for sure. But I switching gears, I wanted to say something else related to what we were talking about before and the receivers needing to step up.
Mm-hmm.
You know who I feel like? I love Cooper Kupp. I love him as a guy. I'm glad he's on the team. I think he's been a good addition, all that stuff. We kind of give him a free pass a little bit on this show.
Yeah.
And like, I was going back and I'm looking at his games when let's see, like, I mean, they win all the time, so it's probably not the best barometer, but I'm looking at some of the times where he's gone over, I don't know, I guess that's not necessarily a thing, but you kind of need him to not, at least when he's targeted, not fumble, not have the ball ricochet backward. Like, it doesn't need to be 100-yard game, but can we at least just not contribute to Sam's freak out,
When we target you, when we give you the football, can you not explode? Can you do something remotely positive? Can you not nuclear meltdown? That's just what I heard in my brain.
I would like that. I mean, I don't think he's been that bad, but it's
like maybe his separation isn't there anymore. His speed's not what it used to be, but like
but
his hands need to be good.
Thank you, Jeff.
You're on the team. And when you fumble the ball and the ball ricochets off your hands, and he did get interfered with pretty good in the end zone last week. That should have been a flag. But your hands need to be good. You need you're supposed to be the savvy one. You're not supposed to be the one fumbling. Like, we have let him in a free pass for sure.
And I mean, this is the kind of game where it's like all hands on deck. You need, AJ Barner to be his best. You need, heck, you need Robbie Oots to make good blocks. You need, we talk about left tackle. Did you guys hear Mike McDonald yesterday when he was asked about Josh Jones?
I thought he was playing. Is he not?
Don't know. I mean, he's officially questionable. When pressed on it yesterday, Mike McDonald said, we're going to stick with the questionable, the injury designation, and he's progressing. But I think there's a chance. Let's have this conversation for a second. If he doesn't play, what are the chances that they do something other than Amari Kite at left tackle? Like, do they
swing Abe Lucas over or something?
No, not Abe Lucas. Grey Zabel played tackle.
Oh, Jesus.
Do you slide him outside and play Christian Haynes at guard? Do you have Jalen Sundell, like, who was a backup right tackle? I can't imagine Sundell can play left tackle, but like, have Olu come in and play center? Like, do you get creative instead of having an undrafted free agent play his first snaps in this game?
I have a take on this, but Jeff, I want to hear you first. I don't want to influence your brain.
I think it's going to be Kite. If I don't think they want to take apart two pieces of their offensive line. I think they want to keep everything in one place, and they're just going to have to live with it. Maybe they're going to have to have Callerup basically block on left tackles the whole time with them. But luckily, this isn't the team that will destroy you there. But Bryce Huff is a professional. Like, he could crush a UDFA. I would not expect the double switch.
Who was that backup right tackle that we had jump in for Abe Lucas against the Lions like a year or two ago and had like a crazy good game? Was it Jake Curhan?
Jake Curhan.
Yeah.
That's what we need, is a Jake Curhan style game from like a one-off. Like, we need you to pour.
That became a total dud.
Exactly. We need you to pour like all your good juju that you've done in your life into like this one game, and we need you to be like semi-competent. I don't think you screw up 3 to 4 different rotational positions to potentially save one. That's my take.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I really wish that hadn't happened. I think it goes without saying. I wish, like, you're already dealing with your backup left tackle. It would be nice if you could just have your backup left tackle.
Well, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Is our left tackle being out a bigger deal than their left tackle being out? Who does it hurt more?
Well, let's talk through it. How would you decide that?
I actually don't know the answer to this question.
I mean, right? Like, Jeff, I think about it, and Trent Williams is a better player for sure than these guys, so that's not a question. And I think him being out, if he's out, gives the Seahawks a clear spot on that offensive line to attack, and could really affect the run game, the pass game, all of it. Could mean that they have to keep in running backs more often, which would be great. Keep them out of the receiving patterns. If you flip it around, like, you feel pretty good about if Josh Jones is in there, that pass pressure is not going to be a huge issue. If he's not, I think you feel like it might be an issue. And is that enough to swing things?
That's my take. It worries me that their defense does not have a lot of strengths, and you'd possibly give them one edge, and that one edge could be a big difference, because they were able to function pretty well without Trent Williams last week. I know Chicago doesn't have the best pass rushing defensive end, but that guy came in, Austin Pleasance, I think his name is, and it's fine. I was hoping that Trent Williams thing after the first drive would screw them up, but they were fine. And Shanahan's been able to scheme around stuff like that for years now. They haven't had a good offensive line. They made Laken Tomlinson look good. And so, exactly. So I'd be worried about the one disaster spot potentially and what it could do to like a bad pass rusher.
Yeah. I mean, the potential here, I mean, everyone's going to focus on how he's going to do as a pass protector or run blocker. Like, I'm talking about Kite. For me, it's about the penalties, like false starts, holdings, that like, those are the things. Yeah. Those are the things that can really, I mean, this offense does not need to be working from behind the chains.
Oh, boy.
Speaking of penalties, I'm pulling this up because I want to speak confidently with the data that I have. Have you seen who the officiating crew is tonight?
Yeah, I think I know where you're going. Go ahead.
It's do you know the name of this this ref guy that's like super controversial in the 49ers fan base? Do you remember it off the top of your head, Brian?
Is it Vinovich? No.
I think so.
Yeah.
It was something with a V. He reffed, I believe, both losses in the Niners Super Bowls against the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
And he is notorious I think, at least let me put it this way. Niner fans feel very slanted. They feel like he is very slanted against them. He is notorious for missing like holding calls, particularly. There's a infamous holding call that I forget who the left tackle was on the Chiefs that year. That missed. He put Nick Bosa in like a rear naked like chokehold on like a 3rd and 15 in the first Super Bowl against the Chiefs, and Tyreek Hill caught like a 50-yard pass or something, and I think it was one of the plays that got them back into the game, the Chiefs. And there's this like famous image of like Nick Bosa being like chokeholded and like the ref like looking at it and not calling anything. if 49er fans are listening, they'll know exactly what play I'm talking about. But they are very concerned about the officiating crew heading into this game. So,
I mean, wouldn't hurt my feelings if got some favorable calls tonight. It does not seem to happen very often. But
not after last week.
No. But
I'm trying to find this.
We've got some super chats here. We're going to go through these, and then we're going to make some picks here via the Sleeper app. But Smokehawk says, this is a historic season in the NFL. I can hear it now on NFL films. Enjoy this, my friends. Savor the moment. Go Hawks. Good stuff. We got Ryan Yanku. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but welcome. He's a new member. Great to have you. Seahawks 17. How many yards from scrimmage does Rashid get? Yards from scrimmage. So this is rushing yards and receiving yards. Do you guys have a guess on how? Well, we're going to talk to this actually in a second. We'll look at this in the Sleeper app. Detail-oriented Bobby says, can we try something for just one game, guys? All season there have been hand-wringing over Darnold and other issues, yet we've continued winning for one game. Let's send the team nothing but good juju. I hear you. I think everyone's got their way. All right, Evan, you look like you found what you're looking for.
I actually did not, but that's okay.
All right. I totally read that well. All right, let's take a look at some picks here on Sleeper. Get Evan back in there.
So just to be clear, this is encouraging me to place money on tonight's game with the Sleeper app.
Yeah. Only if you reverse jinx the 49ers.
Okay, got it. Clever save.
Pick all the overs. Yeah.
Yes. So what do we like here? I mean, we were just talking about Rashid Shaheed. So let's look at Rashid Shaheed for a second. Let's look at receiving yards. 37.5 for Cooper Kupp.
So
that's an interesting number, guys.
I will add something here. Mina Kimes posted a really interesting tweet this morning about the Niners defense and covering number 2 receivers. I believe she said they were
32nd in DVOA.
32nd in DVOA versus wide receiver 2s.
Mm-hmm.
Shaheed might have some opportunity today if that stat is at all predictive.
Yeah, we'll look at Rashid in a second, but just quickly on the Kupp thing, 37.5 yards. He's only had.
I was looking at his game a lot.
He's had 6 games where he's been above that all year. So the reason I'm kind of fixating on that is for that to be the number, they seem to think he might be a factor tonight.
Or they just have a very low opinion of the Niners.
Well, yeah.
I would probably take the under on that.
Yeah. I mean, here's Rashid Shaheed, 26.5 receiving yards.
Oh, I would take that.
You got to take that. That could be one catch.
No, literally.
Yeah. I like that one a lot. I also,
I
Ken Walker.
I nailed that one. I think he was like 31 rushing yards.
Well, this is receiving yards. Ken Walker at 10.5 receiving yards. I feel like that's a pretty good bet to take, or a pick to make, I should say.
It's at 10.5.
It's 10.5.
Oh my gosh.
It's also 10.5. Wow.
All right, so let's look at what was it you were saying, Jeff?
Let's go to the Charbonnet yards.
41.5 for Charbonnet, 48.5 for Walker. Which do you guys like more?
One of those guys better be over.
I feel like this is a Charbonnet game.
Yeah, so do I.
Okay.
It's the vibes.
And then, interesting, look at this McCaffrey they've got at 67.5. That's not a high total.
Oh, that's...
Oh, he's going over that.
Maybe. I don't know. And then
I
receiving
think
yards,
what he's going to try to win is the receiving yards.
31.5. That they don't have McCaffrey having that big of a game.
Yeah, I would probably take the over on that.
They got Kittle having a pretty big game. 62.5 is the over-under, more or less.
Pearsall, 42.
So can we talk about Pearsall for a second? Like, I saw that Adam Schefter yesterday on Pat McAfee was like, well, the Pearsall and Williams are going to test it out before the game. I was like, wait, I thought Pearsall was good to go. Is there a chance he's not going to play?
It sure felt like it based off the wording he gave.
My guess is he's going to play.
I thought so.
But it feels like a little less certain, does it not?
Yeah, I think he's more banged up than we realized, but I don't think his game's in jeopardy from what I'm reading.
I don't even trust him to stay healthy throughout the game.
Yeah, I don't. But he routed a couple of those Bears last week pretty good. Like
he's a good player.
This is a big game for Reek tonight.
This is a huge game for Reek. If there was are there defensive stuff on this, Brian?
Yeah, there's interceptions.
Interception. If I was
this is actually not defensive. That's offensive players throwing interceptions.
There really were
sacks. Here we go. Sacks. You know what I love here? Uchenna Nwosu, half a sack gets him $500,000.
Ooh.
Right?
Line him up on the left tackle.
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna get it. All right, I think that's a pretty good set here. We got Nwosu getting a sack. We got Ken Walker over 10.5 receiving yards. Rashid Shaheed over 26.5 receiving yards, and Charbonnet over 41.5 rushing yards. I think that's pretty good.
What does betting $1 get you on that?
18? $18.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
Buys you one beer in San Francisco.
That's right. Well, everyone can do that on the Sleeper app, and if you use promo code HAWKS, you get up to $100 match on your first deposit. Terms and conditions do apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational over 25 states. Check out Sleeper today. All right, boys. What haven't we talked about? Like, what are we going to do the rest of the day? I don't know. We're going to go, as soon as we hang up, we're going to go back to texting each other nonstop about this game. So we might as well just talk. Like, what are you going to text me after we're done here?
Trying to think what other storylines we haven't talked through.
Which storyline are you most invested in? Like the Darnold one, the Seahawks versus 49ers one, the McDonald Shanahan one, what's the storyline?
I mean, Coach of the Year is riding on this.
Is it though? I think McDonald's already.
I think it's Shanahan or Vrabel.
Yeah.
Wait. You're saying, Brian, what did you just say?
I think that either Vrabel or Shanahan already got that.
You're saying
I think if McDonald crushes Shanahan tonight, it'll just go to Vrabel, even though.
Really? 14 wins, 7 wins projected at the beginning of the year?
I'm not saying it's the right decision.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just guessing how the vibes would go.
Ooh, man. Okay. Is the MVP quarterback like playing a big role in that too? I imagine.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's more just the way the odds have been and the conversations have been. But yeah, I mean,
wait, who did the Pats play tomorrow? Is the Broncos?
No, the Pats play Miami, I think.
Yeah, it's a meaningless game.
Oh, okay.
So you were saying that because for you, the coaching storyline is.
I feel like Coach of the Year is on the line for Mike McDonald.
Well, there's a big gap between. I looked at one of the betting sites right now. There's a big gap between Shanahan, Vrabel, and McDonald, and then Liam Cohen, Ben Johnson have fallen way down behind those two guys. And in the normal year, those two would win Coach of the Year. Like,
wait, you're telling me all those guys from a betting odds perspective are higher than Mike McDonald?
No, it's Shanahan and Vrabel are like neck and neck. McDonald's right behind them.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And then there's a giant gap, which is pretty surprising. Like Liam Cohen and Ben Johnson.
Yeah, they've had really good years.
Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't know if you guys feel this way, but in the seasons like this, when the team's as good as it is, for whatever reason, I care a little bit less about some of those.
Oh, yeah. We want to win the Super Bowl.
No, I know. I'm not saying I'm not even I've always cared about that stuff a little bit. I care about the Schneider winning the Exec of the Year for whatever reason more than the rest of this stuff. But when you have a team that's good, it's like whether people respect it or not, I just want them to go out there and rip the respect out of their hands.
Well, it's pretty crazy that I'm looking at the Seahawks are the betting favorite to win the Super Bowl right now, heading into Week 18. That is wild.
That's why I look at this. I mean, honestly, guys, I think it could come down to if they win this game, they're going to win the whole thing. I think that's not crazy to think that way.
Trying to see who else has like big incentives tonight. I mean, Darnold he needs 150 passing yards to get another 500K. It looks like.
Oh boy.
I'll try to come up with a better way to describe it, but like picture the most attractive person you can in your mind, like whoever that is, and they invite you over for a big embrace. They're going to hug you and you're like, oh, this is going to be great. But as you get closer, you realize they're wearing a brooch with a big needle sticking out. And so as they pull you in, it just pierces you. That gorgeous person is the Seahawks. That needle is Sam Darnold, right? Like, you want to get so close to this team. And then you just know that there's this little bit of pain probably coming with whatever's on the other side. And
when Nathan brought up like the Russ thing the other day, I was trying to think of like, how many quarterbacks do you think in the NFL now would win the Super Bowl with the rest of the team the same? I was trying to think of the numbers the other day.
Wait, how many NFL quarterbacks in the league
like, how
today?
many current playing quarterbacks would you feel confident? Like Darnold could still win the Super Bowl, but I think we're all like, I think the analogy Brian that was perfect. Like, how many guys do you think you'd feel better about winning? Like they could have this team and win the Super Bowl with. Like I was trying to think of like the names yesterday.
It's probably a long list.
It's probably it's somewhere between like. I think it's somewhere between 16 and 20 guys.
I know. Like, would Jared Goff? Would you feel comfortable in Jared Goff?
Well, I think I'd probably feel roughly the same.
It's a better question. Like, just like at least in the sense that it's makes it more realistic. Is who could they realistically have had?
Oh, the answers are not good. Yeah.
Well, but are we sure Aaron Rodgers? They wouldn't have won more.
He hasn't been that.
He isn't that good. I can't stand Aaron Rodgers, but he doesn't turn the ball over.
But he just has those games where he's like just yelling at everyone, and
I can't stand the guy, but I'm not positive. I mean, Aaron Rodgers cannot do what Sam Darnold did to start the year, so maybe they would have lost games earlier on. But
going into the playoffs, you'd probably feel better with Rodgers.
Maybe. I mean, I wouldn't.
I
don't know if I could even be a fan of the team if he was on this team.
Connectiveness and all that stuff. I find it hard to believe that would be happening.
That analogy Brian gave us about the slow embrace of a beautiful woman, by the way, was the PG version. Just so you know, chat. Just so you know, I suffered the rated R version last night, and I'm traumatized still.
We know your proclivities.
What do you think the record would be with Gino?
What's that?
I love this question.
I think your record would have been with Gino
this year.
9-8.
No, I don't think it would be that bad.
He was awful.
To be clear, we're talking about this year, Gino.
Yeah, but in a Chip Kelly offense that got him fired, and like I'm not as convinced as big of a gap as you guys are. I think they probably lose at least a couple more games.
I think it's like 8 wins, probably.
Oh my God. No, I don't think it's that bad. I think Gino would have looked very different in this offense.
I don't know. His arm looks shot, man.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I'll say this. I'm glad with what's happened. How could you not be? I also, like all the rest of us, carry a little trauma about what's happened, and we have not had that clean performance where you're like, okay, he's figured it out, he's back, like we can breathe a little bit.
I don't think we're going
to. We might not. Like, it just might be one of those things where, like Evan, you said it a little while ago, like this just might be who he is, and you know, you got to roll with it.
Yeah.
Do you have more confidence going into this game against the 49ers with Sam than you did in 2022 with Geno in the playoff game against the 49ers?
Oh, way more. That team sucked.
Yeah.
I mean, so that was poorly worded.
Yeah.
Setting like the chances the team wins aside, I'm talking about
Like
Geno, the quarterback play.
I don't know. The highs we've seen from Sam Darnold are really high.
Yeah.
And I don't think
it might be even for me. Like I didn't.
We never saw Geno's highs at levels as high as we saw Sam Darnold early in the year.
He led the NFC in passing touchdowns that year.
Geno did?
Yeah.
Like Geno was an MVP. It was actually been a very similar season. Like he was an MVP for like the first 8-9, and then he kind of tanked.
Yeah.
Like the Tampa game was real bad. Well,
we gotta wrap on
It's actually a very similar season.
I know, right? That's kind of what got me thinking. So like, I guess I'll take it here. I think I'll just be honest about what's going on in my mind is this team, the Seahawks are the better team. Like, I just don't believe that there's any question about that.
Mm-hmm.
And it is just about whether they do things tonight that allow that to show up in the game, or if they don't, and we're back here tomorrow, and after this game, just being like, what do we do now? And I mean, the reality is this team is I think they would go to Charlotte and they'd win in Carolina. I think probably Tampa Bay, I think they'd win there. I think they'd have a decent chance whoever they'd play the next week after that. So it's not like the season's over or anything. But part of me just wonders if a team with the amount of mistakes that the Seahawks have made can truly end up at the number one seed. Like, can they get away with that one more time? Or a bit more positive way is, can they finally have a clean game? Like, is that possible tonight in a game this big?
Yeah, because like we've had the Saints game this year, we had the Cardinals game, the Commanders game, obviously far inferior opponents, where we saw, and even the parts of the Texans game where we saw what that team looked like when it was a clean game. They were unstoppable. And since then, it's felt like they've almost become like the Pete Carroll team, where it's just like cover your eyes for the first half, survive, and advance. And obviously, they're way better coached on defense than we've seen, I think, really any year of the Pete Carroll era, in terms of schematics and different kinds of things. But it's really been since week 9 or 10 where we saw the clean games. And it's only been a couple games a year. And that's how strong the team is. They've been able to survive all these games. And even the Rams game where they were god-awful, they still won. And so, again, if it's clean, this team is pretty unstoppable.
I'll just say this, guys. Right before we were jumping on this show, with a 20-minute notice, I turned on the TV. I was sipping my morning coffee, and NFL Network had just started playing what, lo and behold, game, Seahawks Niners week 1. So I started watching it a little bit. Oh, boy. Do you know who was jumping off the screen, absolutely wrecking us on offense? Fred Warner was all over the freaking place. Completely disruptive, completely shutting down our run game. Like he was making plays. He's like a shooting fire meteor ball. Like he's just like, it's insane how I don't even understand how he plays the game of football. But like, we have what I feel let me put it this way, guys. I have a lot of emotional weight that I'm putting into confidence wise in how bad the current state of the 49ers defense is.
I think I think a lot of people are doing exactly what you're doing. And I think it's
and I'll just say, here's the thing though, Brian, it better not be tough.
It's going to be tough.
No, it better not fucking be tough.
It's going to be tough.
Because that is a bottom 5 defense right now with their star players out. I'm not saying their injuries are a gift. I'm saying the scenario is a gift for this Seahawks offense. It's on a silver platter. It's a juicy ass medium rare steak on a silver platter for $0. The Seahawks offense, their job is to eat it. Eat the steak. Eat the medium rare steak. Don't shit on it. Eat it. Like, this is a gift. I'm telling you, this is a gift. Like, it is. Because if this Seahawks offense shows up and they fall flat on their face, there is zero excuses.
Well, so that's different. I'm not saying they're going to fall flat on their face, but I think people have this vision of the Seahawks offense looking like the Bears offense did last week.
They don't need to. I'm just saying they need to have a competent day today.
Yes.
They have to look competent.
Like the second half Carolina kind of game.
I think they need to put, I don't remember if we talked about this earlier this week. I think the Seahawks offense needs to put up
27.
I think 27, 30. I was going to say 30. I think they need to put up 30 plus points, 30 or more. And I think they need to put up at least 10 to 13 in the first half.
I'm kind of with Brian. I hope you're right. I think it's going to be like one of those playoff grinded out games.
That's kind of how I see it. Is that it's so rare for divisional games to be like going away. I think it's also generally rare for division games to be high scoring. Like, you just know each other too well, and you look at the games so far this year in the division, other than Arizona. Seahawks won by 4 points, or lost by 4 points to the 49ers. They lost by 2 points to the Rams. They won by 1 point against the Rams. Mm-hmm. Most of those games were not high scoring. And I don't know. I mean, I really hope. I think the biggest thing, I don't know if you guys feel this way, the biggest thing that would increase my confidence about the Seahawks winning is if the offense looks good early.
Oh, yeah.
Like, by far.
Touchdown drive, opening drive.
Man, I'll take whatever.
That's scary.
Okay, last thing. Give me the player who either you believe is going to have a great game tonight for the Seahawks, or you just are really hoping is the guy that has a great game.
I'll start first. I criticized him a lot this year. I was really upset with him after week 1. I would love for Reek to have the game of his life today. I'd love it for him. And I mean, I'm being so genuine, so serious. Like, he's not one of my favorite players on this football team. Like, I'm not a huge fan, to be honest with you. He is entering free agency, right? It's a really big year for him. He's played mostly well overall. I do think he's one of the top cornerbacks in football, but I think teams will look at this game and it may influence his potential in free agency, frankly. So I hope for both the Seahawks and for him financially that he has a really, really impressive game. If he came down with a pick or two, it'd be big. It would be really big. So that's my guy.
Jeff?
I'm going to say 2 guys. I think Kyle Shanahan wants to dominate you in the middle of the field, and I think that's where he's going to want to eat. You got to guard McCaffrey. You got to guard Kittle. I think the combo of Ernest Jones and Julian Love are huge for them tonight. They're 2 of the highest IQ guys on the team. They're built to complement this offense. They're both brought in because of their IQ, not only their talent. Ernest has had a couple tough games coming off that injury. The Rams really abused him. I think that's a huge factor with how Shanahan wants to win. If those guys, and we saw Love change the game last week, if those guys can help cover the middle of the field, I think that's the best way for the Seahawks to win.
I think that's a great call. Both of those are great calls. I'm going to stick with Leonard Williams. I love this matchup for him. I think that typically Trent Williams has been the guy that he goes against, and it's one of the only times where they put Leo out on the edge, and it's because he actually beats up on Trent Williams a fair amount. And like, the 49ers are dependent on Trent Williams in the run game and the pass protection. And if he's out, Leonard Williams going up against all these other guys that haven't had as much experience having to deal with him, I think this is the night where he just stamps his season, stamps his place. So that's the guy I've got in my mind. Couple quick super chats here. Home Chicken says, thank you for all you do. Your coverage has made the journey this year even more rad. Much respect and thanks. We'll appreciate that. And Garth Knight says, I can't stand Aaron Rodgers and would love to see Brian get kicked out of the VMAC for holding his feet to the fire. Darnold is who he is, but he needs to be free to be. Gotcha. All right, everybody. Good luck. We will be back with you for the post-game show tonight. Let's hope it's a fun one. And until then, spend your day as wisely as possible. Take care.